Hello everybody, welcome to another video of Respawn Syndicate. Today I wanted to try something new. I wanted to start a new series. Basically the premise behind it is I'm just going to be doing game reviews. Just as simple as that. I want to, try and find some maybe more unknown games, maybe more hidden games if possible. With that being said though, I'm going to try and stay true to a ranking system. I'm going to do 1 through 10, but I know when people do 1 through 10, they'll really put like an average at 7. Like whenever you're thinking of something average, you want to put it at number 7. I'm going to try and stick to a true ranking where average is 5, 10 is reserved for the best of the best games, and 1 is reserved for games that I wouldn't recommend playing even if they paid you. So with that being said, let's get into it. Now, the first game that I wanted to address in this series is a game called Wildfrost, and I initially saw this game on the Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass for free, and so I thought I would try it out, pick it up. It's a deck building roguelike game, and it's a really great, fun game that I would recommend to anybody with Game Pass. I mean, it's free. I probably have about 20 hours on it by now, and I've only had it for about 2 weeks. If you want, you can watch me playing. I made a video on it last week, and if you want, you could watch me playing it there. If not, I recommend playing it for yourself. Just like any other deck building roguelike kind of game, there's tons of variations you can play. Lots of good replayability. It's hard, obviously. It's a roguelike, and once you die, you're done. So yeah, it's a fun game that I would recommend to a lot of people. Now, getting more into the premise of this game, basically your goal is to take a team, and you choose a leader, you choose a specific tribe, and your goal is to go and defeat the Wildfrost, which is this evil snowstorm that came in and kind of ruined the landscape. And you find out, I don't want to give too many spoilers here, but you find out that this Wildfrost, it isn't just a normal storm, but the lore isn't too complex, but it is very good, and it's got a cohesive story. Now, getting into the pros of this game, I would definitely say one of the strongest pros of this game is the soundtrack. The soundtrack is just absolutely amazing. You'll hear it throughout the entirety of this video. It is a very good and strong soundtrack, and I very much enjoy it. When I first opened the game, the first thing I thought was, wow, this is an amazing soundtrack. Another pro is how they deal with the final boss. Now, initially, when you first beat the final boss, it's kind of just like any other boss in the game. But what I found really cool is when you beat the boss and you go back to do another run, the boss is basically your party from before. So if I beat the boss with one character, and then I decide to go at it with another run, I have to defeat my own character, which I think is a very incredible concept, and it's just, I personally, I haven't seen something like it before. I'm not sure if it's common, but I personally have not seen anything like it before, and it very much impressed me. One last thing I would like to praise this game for is the character design. The characters are, they're simple but effective. They're obviously on cards, but they look so just simple but amazing at the same time. All of the characters in this game just look really good. There's not a single character I can think of that doesn't look amazing, and they all, like, I wouldn't say not all of them, but most of them have their own special abilities that make them special, and it's just very much, it adds to the liveliness of the world, if you will. Now to speak on some of the cons, and of course this game has some. I think the biggest thing that I would harp on this game for is that it's not long enough. There's a bit of a campaign, but it feels like as soon as you have a strong team, it's already over. And it just kind of feels like, what's the point? You know, you put a lot of time and effort into building a team, and it's over before you know it. And I wish there was more, maybe another 3 levels at the least. I just feel like the game, like the core game itself, could be longer. But yeah. Another thing that I think could be done better is the replayability. Now, obviously, this is a roguelike deck builder game, so it does have a fair amount of replayability. That's kind of the premise behind these games. But I'm thinking in terms of other games of its genre, the replayability is just not there. I mean, I feel like after a couple hours on the game, you've kind of gone through every combination that you can do. There needs to be more interactions, more team-ups. I don't know how it needs to be done, but the replayability just isn't there when it comes to terms of a role-playing or of a roguelike deck builder game. Deck builders need to have an almost infinite replayability in my mind, and this game just doesn't have it. Now, with that being said, that's the end of my evaluation of it. I kind of want to wrap this up by saying I do think that if you have Xbox Game Pass, you should definitely give this game a try. It's fun, simple, easy to learn. It's not too difficult. There's like a little village that you go back to after a run. You build it up. This game definitely has its moments. There's challenge runs you can do. You can make the game harder on yourself. It definitely has its moments. There are only a few cons, and I feel like I'm not positive, but I think this game is in beta, so those cons can easily be fixed. And overall, this is a great game. It's not, an amazing game, but it's a great game. If I were to give it a rating, I'd give it probably a 6 out of 10. And yeah, I really recommend this to anybody who has Xbox Game Pass. And I think I want to say $15 on Steam. And I would wait until it's on sale to maybe $10, but if you have Xbox Game Pass, give it a try. And that's going to be it for the video. Bye, guys.